Welcome to the Mujiwara Sketches YouTube channel, buddy. In today's video, we're diving deep into the Egghead Island arc and exploring the anticipated showdown between Saturn, one of the five elders, and our favorite characters Kuma, Luffy, and Bonney. If you haven't caught up on the latest chapters, be warned, spoilers ahead. Saturn is one of the five elders and a major bad guy in One Piece's Egghead Island story arc. Fans were surprised to see Saturn become so important in this story arc, but he has and will continue to cause a lot of trouble for groups like Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates. Because Saturn has hurt Bonney, Kuma, and Ginny so much, he has to fall in this arc. Fans are hoping for a good ending to his inevitable fight with Luffy and the other characters in the story. Saturn will fall, even though he is very strong. This is how it will happen. Part 1, Saturn vs Kuma. Kuma's arrival on Egghead Island marked the end of One Piece chapter 1103. What made Kuma leave Kamabaka Kingdom and come to this place now? He wants to save his daughter from Saturn. Kuma was able to keep going strong even after a hard journey and finally reached Egghead. He began to blow away the Marines as soon as he arrived on the island and then ran to his daughter. Getting to Bonney didn't take him long. Just as Saturn was about to defeat her, he stepped in and took most of the blow that was meant to defeat her. Once Kuma had saved Bonney, he turned his anger towards Saturn and hit it hard. Fans didn't get to see Kuma punch Saturn, so it will be interesting to see how Oda handles this fight in the next part. Kuma will not be able to beat Saturn for sure. Fans should expect him to beat up Saturn, though, after all the bad things he's done to Kuma, Saturn is going to get punched, which will probably hurt him. At the same time, Kuma will attack with even more powerful blows. But this fight won't last long. It will definitely end in the next One Piece chapter. Compared to Kuma, Saturn is way too strong, especially since Kuma is already hurt and has been beaten up so badly. Because of this, Saturn will win this fight against Kuma. However, Saturn vs Kuma will only be a warm-up for the next fight, which will be the final fight of the Egghead Island arc between Luffy and Saturn. Since fans learned that Saturn was going to Egghead, they have been waiting for this fight to start. Now is finally the time for it to happen. Part 2, Saturn vs Luffy and Bonney. Before Luffy can fight Saturn well, he needs to get back to full health. Someone started giving Luffy food in the last chapter, which will help him get his energy back. This person is most likely Kizaru because Saturn doesn't suspect anyone else and can get food for him quickly. Of course, Caribou is also an option, but he hasn't been very important in this story arc, so fans don't know if he is really to blame or if Oda just forgot about him. No matter who Oda chooses, the important thing is that Luffy is already eating and on his way to getting better. Keep in mind that just because Luffy ate doesn't mean he's fully recovered. Even though he will get his strength back, the damage to his body will still be there. Oda has two ways to deal with this. Oda can either make Luffy take on most of the damage he already has and keep fighting, or Kuma could take the damage from Luffy's body and fight it himself, which would help Luffy. Luffy will get his strength back no matter what Oda does, and he will then go full swing into the fight against Saturn. It is important to remember that Nika is the important person in this story arc. This only means that Luffy will change into Nika to keep facing Saturn. Fans already knew this would happen because any other form Luffy can take is not strong enough to beat Saturn. Without a doubt, Luffy will change into this form, and this will probably have a big effect on Bonney as well. Bonney will see Nika for the first time right in front of him. This will help her believe in Nika even more and give her a better idea of what this legendary person from the past looks like. This means that whenever Bonney uses Distorted Future, she can also change into Nika with white hair. This means that there will be two of them fighting Saturn, and Luffy will have to do most of the work. But Bonney is also expected to get a few hits. Fans should know that Bonney will definitely change into Nika in the Egghead arc, and when she does, she will beat Saturn no matter what. It looks like this fight will be fun, but Luffy vs Saturn will always be the most important fight in this story arc. Part 3, Saturn's Defeat. Bonney is fully involved in the battle against Saturn. She has already scored some hits, and now her dad is coming to save her. She will likely fight Gear 5 herself for a short time when she sees Nika and then deal a strong blow to Saturn as well. But after that, Luffy and Saturn will be fighting one-on-one. Compared to Kuma, Saturn is way too strong, especially since Kuma is already hurt and has been beaten up so badly. Because of this, Saturn will win this fight against Kuma. This will also make Kuma even more sure that Luffy is Nika, since he will finally see him in all his glory. At the same time, Bonney will see this wonder, and just like she said in the chapter, it will make her believe in the old story about Nika even more. Fans will love this fight, and Luffy will find it hard to win as well. There is no doubt that Saturn is the devil in human form, and his defeats are definitely evil. He is going to fight Luffy, the warrior of light and freedom, who will make everyone happy and laugh. In the end, Luffy will defeat Saturn in fight, and the Iron Giant, who has already woken up, will take care of the rest. Because of the giant, Egghead will no longer be under siege, and the Straw Hat Pirates will finally have a way out. At the same time, it's likely that Egghead's nuclear plants will be destroyed, and the island will be turned into ash. Only Vegapunk and maybe 1 or 2 satellites will be able to escape. Summary and highlights. Saturn is still causing chaos on Egghead Island, and he is a big threat to Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates. When Kuma goes to Egghead Island to save his daughter from Saturn, the 2 strong figures get into a fight. To beat Saturn in an epic battle, Luffy needs to get stronger and change into Nika. Bonney will also be fighting. And there you have it, our breakdown of the upcoming chapters in the Egghead Island arc. What are your predictions for the epic showdown between Luffy and Saturn? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more One Piece content. Thank you very much for visiting the Mugiwara Sketches YouTube channel, buddy. We hope you enjoy our funny sketch videos and anime reviews. Don't forget to subscribe to continue joining us on our joyful journey in the world of anime. If you have any wishes, questions, or suggestions for our next videos, feel free to express your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for your support, and until we meet again. See you next time, buddy. What is One Piece anime? One Piece is a manga and anime story about a young boy named Monkey D. Luffy who wants to be the king of the pirates in the world. As a child, he eats a devil fruit, a strange plant that makes him able to stretch like rubber. Before the show starts, Luffy goes out into the world for the first time and starts to gather a group of pirates. The main group grows over time, but it starts with Luffy, Nami the Navigator, and a swordsman named Roronoa Zoro. At some point, Luffy and his friends are known as the Straw Hat Pirates, and they go on many exciting adventures across the ocean. One Piece is a lot of fun because it's silly. Luffy goes from island to island around the world in the series. Each island has its own setting and theme. It's a pretty fantastical world full of animals that look like people, live skeletons, and other delightfully strange things. Within moments the group is in a winter scene, and the next they are on a tropical island full of giants. The show is full of silly and bright details. For example, Zoro holds a sword in his mouth, a scary military boss wears a cute bulldog hat, and people don't use phones to talk to each other instead. They use special transponder snails that can send and receive messages. Luffy is a carefree person who just wants to eat a tasty meal and laugh at bad jokes. Even though there are some funny parts in the series, a lot of One Piece is about freedom. During his travels, Luffy often takes up guns to help his friends and encourages others to do the same against pirates and government-backed military occupations. The characters in Luffy and his crew get stronger with each fight, which is typical for shonen manga. A lot of the story is about how Luffy beats a problem that seemed impossible to solve and finds some kind of secret power. After each fight, Luffy and his team get stronger and move closer to his main goal, which is to find the One Piece. Why is it called One Piece? The first part of both the manga and the anime shows that Pirate King Gold D. Roger is telling the truth about the mythical wealth called the One Piece. One Piece is the name of the show because Luffy wants to find the One Piece and become the next Pirate King. One of Luffy's main goals in the show is mentioned in the show's title. What is the One Piece? The answer to this question is still one of the biggest secrets in the series. It's been more than 1,000 episodes, and we still don't know what One Piece is. We know that the One Piece is the name of the treasure that Gold D. Roger collected on his travels because of details in the manga. We still don't know a lot about the treasure, though. There are a lot of ideas from fans about what the One Piece is, but we still don't know what it is or even if it's real. The One Piece could just be the friends Luffy makes along the way.